What's up, guys? It's Chad with Living the Van Life. Just taking a few minutes cleaning up here after breakfast. And I was thinking about when I first started this adventure and what I thought of it and my thoughts were that were going through my mind. And I started, actually long before I even started the Living the Van Life YouTube channel, I started a blog site, and my goal at that time was to at least make one blog entry a day. And I went back and found that blog and was looking through my, I guess what would basically be considered my daily journal from when I first started this adventure. And it's quite funny to go back and read that and remember those memories of what it was like living the van life at that point. And those first few nights were pretty crazy, just realizing what I was getting myself into. At the time, I didn't know if it was going to be a day, a week, a month, or what. At that time, it was one day at a time. And I tell you what, I mean, that was definitely a unique adventure at that point. But, you know, here I am, over 2 years into it, and I've made it this far. And I tell you what, it's been a heck of a journey. Learned a lot of stuff, and that's why I really started this channel, was so that I could give back to you guys what I've learned about living in my van. I really wish I could be one of those people that are out traveling all the time, 100% of the time, new spot. I'm definitely one of those people that really enjoy being in a different spot all the time and seeing new things. Not necessarily just being in a different spot, but being in a new spot and seeing new things. And right now, me and my girlfriend are out on a little road trip in eastern Washington, where there's tons of open back roads. I mean, talking just open roads everywhere. So we try to stay off the highway as much as possible and travel through that, because I love seeing the new areas and stuff. But, you know, I get a lot of people wondering, you know, what it takes to live in the van. They wonder if you have to have a job to do it. And yes, you still have to have a job to live the van life. The reason I chose it was so that I could choose a different job, and maybe a different style of job, I guess you could call it, because I really wanted a different lifestyle. The job that I'm in now, being a freelance photographer and a filmmaker, my income's very sporadic. It's not consistent. Every 2 weeks I get a paycheck or anything like that. So I knew it was going to be like that going into it, so that's why I chose this lifestyle, is because it cut down on my bills dramatically. And not that I didn't want to be responsible for anything or anyone or anything like that. It's I wanted to chase a career that I loved. I wanted to be doing something that I loved. And, you know, now that I've been doing the van channel for over a year, I get a lot of comments, people asking me, well, you just doing it so you don't have to be responsible and all that stuff. And the real answer to that is no. It doesn't have anything to do with that being responsible. It has everything to do with chasing a dream and doing something that you love doing. To me, having a every 2 week paycheck wasn't worth the stress, I guess, and the unsatisfaction with life if you're not doing what you love. And so I really wanted to be doing that. And I have an income. It's sporadic. So yes, you still have to pay for stuff. You got to pay for gas. You got to make the van payment. You have to pay for the cell phone. You know, me, myself, I've got child support that I pay. A lot of people ask me, oh, you just ran out on your family and da-da-da-da-da. Well, many people don't know the true story behind that. And but I still make my child support payment on time, all the time. I've never missed a payment. And so that's important to me, that I'm upholding my responsibility to my kids as far as making sure they have a comfortable life to live. And I have my kids every other weekend. But yeah, so I don't know, all that stuff's important. And just sitting here reflecting what it was like jumping into this journey. It's not an easy journey to jump into. I mean, that's for darn sure. But you know, when you're looking at it from the outside, it seems like something that's impossible. I remember thinking before I started this, like, wow, I can't do that. I can't live in a van. Like, how's that going to work? That's just crazy. And after a little bit of thinking, after going to YouTube and finding other people that are out there doing it, I realized that it certainly was something that was very possible. And so with I guess the inspiration from YouTube, I jumped into the adventure. And not knowing if it was going to last a day, a week, a month, a year, a lifetime, I didn't know. But those first few days are hard to get through. And I kind of knew that, and I told myself that. I said, if I can make it through at least the first week, I'll be clear sailing after that. You just got to get used to it. But once I did that, man, it was rock and roll time. I realized how cool it was. And then, once you get out and you really get some adventures under your belt and actually live up the freedom that living in a van gives you, then you realize, like, wow, this is great. When I spent 2 months down in California, I lived solely out of my van down there in the big city. And down there, I didn't have a few friends and family to where I could pull into their driveway and, park for the night. I was full on living in my van out in the big city, so that was definitely a different experience. But you know what? That's where I fell in love with the van life even more at that point, and just realized how important it was to me, like having this home, which is like a little fort. I decided it's like a fort. That's the best thing I can attribute it to. When from being a kid, your fort was kind of your little sanctuary, your protection, your shelter that was kind of fun and games. But now, as being a grown-up, my van is like my fort. And it's just allowed me to do so many cool things, stuff that I would have never dreamed of that I could do. And I actually have been able to go out and do it. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And I really hope that it really just inspires other people to get out there and try that stuff, because it's definitely worthwhile to do it. You only have one life to live, and you might as well go out and live it. And I was tired of living the life of working in the construction equipment rental business, which is where I was for many, many years. And I started in that industry when I was 14 years old. And I don't know, I guess when you start something at 14 and it's not the dream job, then it's not too desirable when you turn 30. And I realized that I needed to be doing something that I love doing. And luckily I had come across my passion for photography and filmmaking, so I decided to chase after that, and I'm still doing that. And the things I've accomplished the last 2 years of living in my van as far as photography and filmmaking. Right now I'm working on a feature-length documentary that is hopefully going to go a long ways and take me to some really cool places in my career that I could have only dreamed of going before. So the adventure continues no matter what, and I'm just going to keep on with it, keep on going. So far, the van life, it's definitely has its ups and downs, but for the most part, it's good. I guess my ultimate dream of living the van life would be out traveling, capturing photography, and making films. So that's my ultimate dream, is to be traveling. Like I said, I've really found that I'm a type of guy that really needs to be in a different place, just seeing new things. And not that has to be my whole entire life, but I just want to be able to do that on a consistent basis. And someday that will indeed come true. But at least if I can be out doing things like what I'm doing this weekend, that'll be exciting. So anyways, I'm just here cleaning up the van. After breakfast, we had some hash browns and sausage. and thought I'd take a minute to talk with you guys one-on-one. And I've had lots of people. In fact, I just got a email, or I guess a YouTube channel message from another subscriber. That's Dex Travels. Dex Travels. Check him out. He's just starting his adventure, and he sent me a message talking about how he's just starting his travels and how he was inspired by Living the Van Life YouTube channel. I thought that was pretty cool, so I thought I'd give him a shout out back my direction. So he's looking for subscribers. Dex Travels. D-E-X Travels. So check him out. Sounds like his adventure is going to be pretty darn cool. He's one of those guys that's doing a full-time RV travel around the States, which is very, very cool. Someday I'll be able to get to that mode, but right now I live in my hometown and you know, jump around my hometown, living in my van while I work on my feature film, which is Out of Nothing. OutOfNothingMovie.com is the trailer or the website where you can go see the trailer and all that good stuff, and also the t-shirts. LivingTheVanLife.com. You can go get your own simplified Live the Van Life. We have other t-shirt options up there as well. All that stuff helps pay for my gas money. So anyways, I'm going to get out of here and keep on cleaning up, then we're going to hit the road on this adventure. So peace out. Keep on trucking, guys. Take care.